You want to know what that creator just told me? Well, I'm going to pay him double their rate because of it. You want to know what they said? Well, if you want to know, you're going to have to click subscribe. Deal? Listen, words matter. They signal to the brand that you are professional and that you know what you're doing. Even if you're not realizing it, you can be inadvertently telling a brand through your vocabulary that they don't have to pay you very much because clearly you don't even know your worth. So before we get into the secret words that you need to use to make brands pay you more, let's talk about the words to not use. Unfortunately, how many times have you used that one? Unfortunately, I cannot proceed because that rate is insulting. Unfortunately, I cannot turn around the content that quickly. Unfortunately, I cannot do an Instagram post in exchange for a $10 bag of potato chips. Okay, I get that last one, but seriously, nothing about working with a brand is unfortunate. It's awesome, right? They're gonna hopefully pay you money to talk about them on your social media platform. Yes, the current offer that they're giving you sucks, but it's your job to maintain composure and come back to them with a clear-headed explanation of why they should pay you this much higher amount. Here's another. I hope we can work this out, or I hope that this works with the brand's budget. Your job is to signal to the brand that, yes, while you are very excited for the opportunity, you're not desperate for it. In fact, you have lots of other suitors lined up because you are a creator that is in demand. So when you're positioning the different packages and the ways in which a brand can partner with you, adding a bunch of filler about how you hope all this is gonna be okay, that's gonna shift the negotiating leverage to the brand or the agency. Also, the least I can do it for, have you ever used that one? Right? You're negotiating against yourself. I get it. It's hard to turn down money, especially when you really want to work with a certain brand. But I've seen creators say things like this, even when the brand was not asking them what the least they could do it for would be, right? Again, this is signaling desperation. There's a big difference between being desperate and being excited. There are different words to use. I'm sorry to ask. There's nothing to be sorry for, especially if they're the ones reaching out to you. The packages and the rates that you are sending to them are what you charge, and that's what you're worth, right? Don't let a brand gaslight you and compare you to other creators. Oh, they say other creators do this for free, and that has something to do with you. How? And the problem is, no, there are no problems at all that cannot be resolved, whether during the negotiation or during the execution of the campaign. So your goal is to illustrate to the brand that you are a problem solver, not a problem creator. So remove this word as well as all the other ones from your negotiation vocabulary starting now. Deal? Okay, so let's talk about the words to use. Here's what my audience already thinks of your brand. How would you have this information, you might be wondering? Well, hopefully you've been posting about your dream brand partners organically so that you can get on their radar. And when they finally reach out about a paid campaign opportunity, you are armed with organic posts and comments that you can point to illustrate your authentic affinity for their brand. What would make this partnership a success? This is music to a brand's ears. Most influencers are all about me, me, me. How much you gonna pay me? How much work you gonna make me do? But when you shift the focus to understanding how you can help them win, all of a sudden, you're on the same team as them now. This is not two sides of a negotiation. This is partners trying to achieve the same objective. The investment is going to be, this is one of my favorites because it implies that the brand or the agency is going to get something in return from partnering with you. 99% of creators use words like cost, fee, rate, price, right? These all feel like an expense, don't they? Do you want the brand to feel like it's an expense to work with you? No, you want them to feel like when they work with you, they get all these amazing things in return. So make sure that you're constructing your proposals so your value proposition is primary and the money they gotta pay you is secondary. This looks great. I don't care if the contract they just sent you is riddled with issues. This looks great. I do have a few notes and red lines though. You are continuing to remain upbeat and enthused about the partnership. And this is just smooth sailing, right? There's no problem that can't be overcome, right? If you need to come to a compromise on something, you'll make it work, right? Just received ridiculous edit requests to a piece of draft content that you submitted. This looks great. I do have a few comments on this, this, and this, right? I think you get the point. I'm happy to hop on a call. What does this signal? That you're easy to work work with. A lot of creators are terrified to hop on the phone with a brand or an agency, but sometimes it's difficult to communicate certain aspect of the campaign or certain, kind of complicated moving pieces that you need to factor in when you're shooting the content, right? It's just easier to hop on a quick call. So if you volunteer that, they're gonna love you. Here are my audience insights. A lot of creators are nervous to provide their analytics to brands. This should be something that you are excited to share, because at the end of the day, the reason that the brand wants to partner with you, it's not because you're an amazing creator. That's probably part of the reason, but they primarily want to reach your followers who are prospective customers of their brand. And you're the conduit to reach those prospective customers. So when you can give the brand an understanding of the composition of your audience, that's going to give them that warm and fuzzy feeling that partnering with you is the right move. Here's a case study. Okay, so if you don't know what a case study is, it's basically a high-level overview of a past partnership that you've done with a similar brand. There's actually a whole week devoted to case studies in my course, Brand Deal Wizard. So if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, make sure to click the link in the description box. But essentially, case studies allow a brand to feel confident that you know what you're doing with products in their space. Because the honest truth is that not every creator is great at marketing every type of product, right? Some may be amazing at talking about apps, but really suck at talking about physical products. So oftentimes brands will try to discern where your strengths are, and if you can come out and show them based on your past experience, that's gold. Here's a testimonial. Are you asking the past brands that you've worked with for testimonials? Here's a recent one that my wife and I got. April and Justin were a pleasure to partner with and worked with us and the client the entire way to ensure that all social content was both authentic to their audience and exceeded client expectations, which they did. With only a couple weeks to turn around content, from concepting and scripting to content creation and posting, April and Justin met every deadline and made every step of our partnership a breeze. In the end, we're very excited to work with April and Justin again, both for the ease of working with them and the great and fun social content. How amazing would it feel to be able to send a brand in a similar category that testimonial and say, hey, look at what a great experience this other brand or other agency had working with us. That's what it's going to be like for you too. I will guarantee. A lot of creators are really nervous to make any sort of guarantees to brands, and I think it's honestly kind of silly because you can make guarantees to brands that are very conservative. For example, if you know that on average you get, let's say 10,000 views per video, what's the harm in guaranteeing to the brand that their video in partnership with you will get 5,000 views? Probably the last time you got 5,000 views on a video was like a year ago. And you can essentially tell them that you'd be happy to do another integration at no charge if it doesn't hit that total. Again, pick a guarantee that you know with near certainty that you can hit, and watch the brand's eyes light up when they can feel a baseline level of confidence about the performance of the campaign. I have some ideas for how you can improve. A lot of creators think that brands don't want feedback. While there may be some like that, in my experience, brands are hungry to not suck. So if you're the creator that comes to them and says, hey, I was looking at your last few Instagram posts and have a few recommendations I would make to improve engagement. Wow, all of a sudden, you're not just another creator anymore. You're a consultant. You're coming into their business or their brand and you're showing them how to do better. And by the way, I have had numerous creators who went through my course turn sponsorships into jobs using this exact method. So don't be shy to flex your expertise and make some additional money in the process. Okay, so now it's time to watch this video where I talk about the 5 most common sponsorship pricing mistakes that creators make. Remember I was talking about how you can ask the brand what the goal of the campaign is? I break that down even further in this video. So what are you waiting for? Come on, click the video.